So I've got about 10 pounds of buckles here. My watch guy, Mike over there at Majestic, I'm calling him Mr. Majestic. He kept telling me, just take these, just take these. And he had, oh, hang on, I'll show you. He was wearing this thing every time I came in. It's broken, it was worn out, and he asked me if I could make him one. Of course, I did my own version. First one I did was this one. Unfortunately, I made it a little bit small as far as length. It was too small lengthwise. It was a little wide for him, too. So I just made him another one and with a single snap, and he's digging on that. So I don't know what I'll do with this because this is too small for me. It is pretty cool. Funny thing is like, he's Armenian. You know, those guys are always wearing cologne, and that's what he uses this for. And so the last few days it's been here. It's like my freaking living room smells like an Armenian. So I made a joke with him about I had to put this in the kitchen because it stinks up the joint. Anyhow, he's like, here, take all these buckles. And, you know, I can't use these buckles, all these buckles. So I'm going to take the time right now real quick and pick through them and then bring him back all the ones I can't use. So I'm going to film this and both BS with you guys a little bit while I'm picking through these. I'm killing some time this morning because the gardeners are over by the shop and it's always a hassle. Apartment's a mess. I'm not going to show off this whole apartment, but I just wanted to show you guys. Somebody said, oh, you're talking about movies because you don't read or you never do anything on books. I've got a pretty good library here. Some of these I haven't even gotten to, but of course many of them I have. Many of them I've read multiple times. And there's different subject matter here, art and you know, making things and that sort of thing. A lot of history, and there's probably a little smut in there. A lot of self-defense stuff and, you know, whatever. Of course, I've got books in the, got stuff up here. Of course, there's bikes hanging everywhere. I've got my funky Muhammad painting. You know, you're not supposed to have any depictions of Muhammad. That's the guy I stare at and get angry with when I'm doing my pull-ups here on the pull-up bar when I'm not hitting the heavy bag. So, there's a couple quick things here. Bikes in the living room, right? What's left of my music collection after getting rid of a bunch of it, and I keep buying movies. I can't help myself. But, yeah. Let me do this, and I learned something about this GMT I'm wearing, too, I want to tell you guys about. All right. I don't know what you can see. If this is a terrible video, then you're not watching any of this. Got my readers. And there's a lot here that I'm never going to use. And it's a funny thing because I explained to Mike that I have to be careful with the buckles. The buckle has to be fat enough and round enough right here to allow the thicker leather I'm using to roll past it. Some of these buckles, excuse the old man look here, some of these buckles are going to have, that one might work. That's a little sharp. If they're too thin and sharp right here, that's not going to work because it digs into the leather. This is going to take some time. You guys remember this is that Pagani design I picked up and made this band for. My Gladiator watch cuff. And what I learned about this watch here this morning over at Mike's was that, because I couldn't understand how to adjust the GMT hand. You'll notice there's a little hand that's pointed at the 6 right there. That's the GMT hand. When that hand is between noon and 6, that's AM. When it's between the 6 and the 12, that's PM. That's all it is. That's all it is for this watch, and I've got another watch that does the same thing, and I couldn't understand it because I thought the GMT was supposed to be moving, and that's just different. That's if you have a 24-hour bezel and you can set it so many hours ahead and it'll track with it. It's a whole other extra movement in the watch. Oh boy, how am I going to do this? I guess I'm going to dump it and just make piles. I carried this a couple blocks, and I'm telling you, this was heavy. I'm not kidding. When I say 10 pounds, I'm pretty certain it was 10 pounds. I need to find a receptacle to put the ones I want to keep in. So hang on a second. I'll pause you. You guys know I love this Taliente stuff. I only eat it because of the containers. You know what? I'll just pick through a few of these for a few minutes and Because if I was to sit here all day with this, ooh, that's a good one. That's a nice large one, so I'm keeping that. I just wanted to go through real quick, just in case I saw something like a quick point of interest that I could show you guys. It might be something extra special. Oh, look, here's a Seiko buckle. That's pretty good, too. I wouldn't doubt if there's maybe a couple buckles in here. And keep in mind, I'm mostly just interested in 20 millimeter, 22 millimeter, 24 millimeter, the larger sizes, because that's the sort of stuff that I'm dealing with the bands I'm making. 18 millimeter and smaller, I can't really do much with. So, that's just where we're at. And it's what I'm doing here is I'm calling it upcycling buckles, right? I'm saving some money, right? And this is decades of collecting by Mike. And, he kept telling me every time, like, just take them, just take them. I was like, I don't want to take all your buckles, man, because, you might need them for something down the road. Here's a nice large one. And, gee whiz, that's probably 22 millimeter. This band right here is 24 millimeters across right there. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pick through these, keep the ones I want. I'm not going to overly, get nuts with this. This is pretty decorative. I might be able to use that on something. So I'm going to do this. I'm not going to keep you here. I'm going to let you go. You got to see a little bit of the apartment there. Maybe I'll eventually clean up the whole apartment and give you guys a full tour. A whole tour of the apartment, all the kooky stuff I've got. And I'm not sentimentally attached to a lot of it. So, if you see something you want, throw a number at me. We're all for sale, man. That's it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's just kind of a goofy, funny thing. A day in the life here, part of my life. He gave me another whole tray. It wasn't as big as this, nothing but gold colored. And I could use some bronze because I have some bronze cases. I'm hoping I could find that in here. But I just want to pick through this right now real quick and then bring back everything else. I don't think it'll take me that long. If I find anything super special, I'll show that to you at the end of this video, maybe. Or I'll just mention it another time. And that's it for now. So a whole bunch of videos today, a bunch of shorts and all that. Have a great day. Be good to one another. I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, so these two three. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, they're all going back to Mike. Those are all under 20 millimeter wide. This whole thing I'm keeping, this is 20 millimeter buckles that I can use. There might be a couple that are smaller that were pretty thick, that were cool. And I found this, which is really cool. It's a Patek Philippe, and that matches what's on this here as far as the style. So I'm going to swap those out. That'd be kind of cool to have on this band. And then I found a couple here that have my name on them. Michael. And then over here, these are all over 20 mil. So 22 to 26 mil on average. And they're all robust enough to handle what I'm doing. And then these are all parts here that are left over. A lot of these are all over 20 millimeter wide. And I've got some spring bars, but of course I've got a spring bar kit. I just don't know if there's enough of the little, I don't know what it's called, the part that goes through the leather. There's probably a name for that as far as the nomenclature goes. I don't know if I have enough of those to make these buckles work, but we'll see. There's some of them in here. I'll just pick through that and make that all work. And now it is just after 1 o'clock. I don't know how long that took. I don't think it took all that long. I think, I don't think it was 2 hours sitting here doing this. I was on the phone for a bit with somebody too. But that's the end of this video. So just point of interest, like I said, day in the life. What's going on. And, yeah, you guys have a great day. Be good to one another. I'll catch you on the next one.